Boom.
What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy, you know, King Jacob, aka Jacob Tunez, your baby mama's favorite radio host in Radio Land. And we're gonna be chopping up on the Big Mouff Media podcast, which is sponsored by Exquisite PR Firm. Shout out to the boss lady, Miss Nicole Jordan, for sponsoring this show. So tonight we're gonna be chopping up. You know what we do, man. We chop about the music business. We get into the logistics of the music business and how the business actually runs and understanding the structure of the business so artists can make money. So tonight, I do have a very, very special guest. So, but before we get into the special guest, man, a lot going on in the music world. You got Young Thug's situation. You got Drake that made a whole album dedicated to house music, and people don't like it. And we also have the top subject of this new abortion bill that's being passed. So I'm not a woman, and I can't tell a woman what to do with their body. All I can tell you is I do value the culture of life. And it's been a lot of women who've been through a lot of different things as far as rape, sexual abuse, all the above. So who are we to tell them what they can and can't do with their body? So without further ado, I'm going to bring my guest in. What's going on, Miss Royal?
Hey, you see me?
I see you. I see you, Mama. I see you. What's happening?
What's up? What's going on?
So who is Envi Royal?
Ooh, whew. I've actually got asked that question like a lot. There's so many different layers to me. Like it really is. There's so many different things, trials, tribulations, all that made me who I am, that created Envi Royal. But I would say I'm like seriously like a unicorn for real. Very unique, very different, very can't compare to literally there's only one me in the world. Like that's it. Go against the grain. Yeah, all that.
Interesting. So what does that actually mean that you are a unicorn for those who don't really understand the synopsis of the different layers, the different levels? What does that actually mean? So how do you describe that to the public eye? Because as you grow and get bigger in the music industry, these are the questions that the tabloids, the interviewers, the bloggers going to want to know. So how would you specifically describe that so people can make no mistake about it?
I would say I can't help but still revert back to the whole like the word different, because and I think that scares a lot of people. Like when you're different, when you go against the grain, when you don't follow suit, when I'm just not a follower. Like, I'm more of I try my best to be like a trendsetter, do things that like my way and the things that I want to do, and not like there's not one set way to do things. So Envi Royal is like it's just so much to me. It's so hard to put it all into one. Like this bubbly, just Oh, different. It's just what always comes to mind. Every time I think about, I look in the mirror sometimes and I'm like, who am I? Like, who is Envi Royal? There's so much to me. And the music alone is kind of why I'm veering from rap to R&B. I know we'll get into that later, but that's why right there, it's like, I don't want to just do one thing. Like, I'm just not in a box. You can't just put me in a shell. Like, there's so much to me. Like, I feel like I'm so talented and gifted, and I want to embrace that instead of hiding it and, like I said, like putting it in a box and saying, dang, I rap, so I can only do rap. That's it. No.
Okay,
And no,
interesting theory.
so
I can
much
dig it.
more.
So no putting you in a box.
Mhm.
You got to get the different levels when it comes to understanding who you are, and
Mhm.
that's musically, that's life, that's just all in general. Like it's so many different layers to you, and
Yes.
and so what's interesting about you, um, and I'm gonna tap into your past a little bit, and so what's
Ooh.
interesting about you, you go from an athletic star to a music connoisseur, as far as you sing, you
Mhm.
rap, you getting into the modeling and the acting, and you're going to be doing public speaking as well. And
Right.
so tell me about the transition from being an athletic star going into the music industry.
Well, for starters, I mean, and of course, it's a very touchy subject for me because um, the transition, of course, came from when I lost my dad. And when I lost him, it was, I mean, sports was my life. Everybody knows that. I feel like I'm just a natural born athlete, and I get a lot of that. Yeah, from my mom, but a lot from my dad too. So like I mean, ever since I was 3, I was playing basketball, started out church league, whatever, I got into volleyball, I was a cheerleader, I ran track. I pretty much tried to do it all,
Hmm.
and I really excelled at it. So I kept working at it too because I wanted to be great. And I was like, I'm gonna make a career out of this. I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna play, and then I'm gonna go overseas and play somewhere, like that. And that offer was on the table for volleyball. And right before I graduated, like, because this was supposed to all happen before I graduated college, but right before I graduated, he passed away. And it's like everything changed from there,
Mm.
like everything. And honestly, I don't know, I was so lost at that point because I'm just like, what what do I do? Like, what else am I good at? Like, what do I do?
Right, right, right.
Um, I didn't touch sports anymore after that. I felt like it was kind of like all our thing, especially like our thing with him. So once he passed, it was like I wanted nothing else to do with sports. Of course, I didn't go overseas or anything like that. Came home, started working, and whew, just I was like, you know what? I do think I want to try the music thing, but that came from like poetry and me writing poetry. That's really where that came from. Cause I mean, that's what music is. We all know that's what music is,
Okay,
poetry,
so the reason I want to tap into that, because I understand you.
Mhm.
In 2015, I lost my best friend, my pops. He was our everything. Uh, he was our Superman. He did everything for us. No matter what I went through in life, he picked me up. Whether it was emotionally, mentally, was it financially, was it spiritually, like he picked me up. And so for a while there, I felt like, how can life be that I have to go through this journey without my father? And
Right.
it was rough, man, because I tell people all the time, man, um, when it comes to my mother and my father, um, she met my dad at 17,
Hmm.
and they was married for 40 years before he passed away.
Ooh, back when
Mhm.
marriage actually meant something. Back
Right,
when,
right,
yeah, but we're not
right,
gonna get into that. But yeah,
right,
back
right.
when marriage meant
That's a
something.
whole nother, that's a whole nother show. But yeah,
Okay.
they was together. It's like and people be like, man, that was a long time. I was like, yeah, bro, and now I tell people all the time, man. They be like, so you think your mama never ever date? I said, nah, man. She just content with her children, her grandchildren, and
Right.
that's what it is for real, for real. So that's
That
a
was real true
touch
love. Not to
right,
say, it would be wrong if she did it again, but like I said, that's back when when it really, real love existed, real true love
right,
existed, so.
right, right. And so when you talk about your father, it touches me too, cause I
Mhm.
concur. I
Right.
understand. Because that's a lot, man. And I tell people all the time, man, to have that special male figure in your life, it's
Hmm.
it's it's something that's unbelievable. That's it's something that I think everyone should experience. And
Right.
unfortunately, some people don't experience
Yeah,
that.
they
So
don't.
yeah,
Very,
so
very unfortunate, especially with young men. But
and
that's
young
a
women
whole.
too, man, because
Well,
if
yeah, I feel
if
like it's more of an effect on it affects like young men more. That I do feel that way. Not having a
okay,
male role model, period, like in their life, I feel like it affects them like more than it does
right.
like females. But yeah, you're
I'm
right.
I'm 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 across the fence with it, man,
No,
because
yeah,
for a person who um for a young lady to not have that love from the first male that has supposed
that's
to gave
okay.
her that
Okay,
that
okay.
unconditional love is
Hmm.
hard. And so she grow up not trusting men, thinking all men is going to deny her or treat her bad. And
Yeah,
so and that's a whole nother mental and emotional roller coaster
yeah,
for
that
a
is
female.
true.
Yeah.
From
So
that
so so
perspective, that is true. That is true. From that
right,
perspective, that's right. I gotta agree with you there. You're right. You're right.
right,
That is
right,
true.
right.
That
And
is
so
true.
I just want to come in, shout out to Early Bird, the Night Wolf, man. Yeah, she is a pretty girl with a great personality, for sure, for sure. So
Thank
I salute you
you.
for I salute you for tuning in, and thank you for checking out the YouTube page. I appreciate that. And so we just going to get into you um musically. So um how did you come up with your name?
Okay, so my name, and speaking of my name, before I even answer that, so autocorrect changed my name from ENVI to ENVY, and I'm trying to
Okay.
see how to fix it. Cause no, that is not even how you there we go. Cause no. So speaking of names, hang on,
Okay.
because I am so fixing that. Everybody who knows me knows that is
Okay.
that is a big pet peeve of mine. Is ENVI, not Y. Anyway,
Okay.
okay. So, my name, the envy part, it was just envy for real at first, and I feel like it's like I chose envy because I feel like I feel like a lot of people like are just jealous and envious of me. And I say that in a sense, not because of what I have or what I don't have, but because of how I am and who I am, and because of how I handle everything that's thrown my way. And they envy me because of that, because it's like, dang, I threw this at her and I did this and I did that. And she still, and people envy you for stuff like that. Cause it's like, wait a minute. So it's not even a jealousy thing. It's envious. And that's really where it came from, because that's how I've always felt about a lot of people that were around me. It's like it's almost like meeting somebody and it's like you don't want to love them, you don't want to like them, but you can't help it. It's like, damn, like I gotta like her,
Mhm.
like I
So
mean,
so
but I don't
so
want to.
it's like the sideline hater that watch everything you do, want to know everything that you're doing, that smile in
Mhm,
your face, but
mhm.
on the flip side of it, they're trying to see how they can be you and how are you doing what you're doing, and
Oh
so
yeah,
they are envious and jealous of you, but they don't want anyone to know it. Those type of people.
that is the exact type of people that I've grown up around, and that's where it came from. Like the name, I felt like it had to really embody me. The royal part really just came from. It's just so crazy because I'm like, dang, my name it sounds okay by itself, but I need something with it. Got to have a ring to it. Like I need something
Mhm.
else. So I'm like royal. So I just chose royal. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to be like a princess or something. I don't know what happened, but a queen or something. I don't know. Born into royalty. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the wires got crossed at, but I'm pretty sure that that's how
You
it's
know what?
supposed to be. So I was like, I'm just gonna take the name Royal, and we just gonna go like that. We're just gonna leave it at that. So so
so
yeah.
so can you read that comment for me because you got somebody tapping in with you?
Is it hard to hold on to your integrity while chasing your dreams? Yup. Because I say that especially with this, and I know we gonna get into this too. At the end of the day, I'm a female. I don't be wanting nobody, even though as bad as I don't want to be looked at different or treated differently, I am viewed differently, everything. So it's like, as far as, yeah, sometimes it's gonna be things that you don't want to do, that or you may not agree with wholeheartedly, but you have to do them, depending on, man, this is like a kind of oh man,
Man, take your
depending
time. Take your
on
time.
depending on, I'm gonna say, how far you want to go and what you want to do. I mean, it's no secret that sometimes, yeah, you do have to, yeah, integrity is gonna be challenged a lot, especially as a female. It's gonna be a lot
Mhm.
of things that there's gonna be expected of you to do in order to get what you want, or in order to get here or there, or in order for this person to help you or that person to help you. So hell yeah, it's going
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
it's
So how
very
the
hard.
question is, I tell people all the time, whether you male or female,
Mhm.
because bros have to take one for the team too to get ahead. Believe that. In the music industry, oh yeah, believe that. So
I feel you.
so with that being said, it's really how far are you willing to bend, and
Mhm.
how bad are you willing to allow someone to insult your intelligence?
Yes, goodness. Yes.
You, you,
Because in
you,
this industry, you got sometimes, yeah, you gotta play dumb. They like that. They want that. So when they see somebody that's like, but then it's like, that doesn't mean that the artist is actually dumb, but they're not stupid either. They're like, shoot, I gotta let them think that I am, so that I can get this, so that they can sign me, so that I can, so you're thinking about all these things, but yeah, that's exactly how it is. Very hard, because you really got to ask yourself. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I feel like I could have been way further. I could have made it way further if I would have agreed to certain things and if I would have accepted certain things. But I chose to take the stairs instead of the elevator. So I'm here.
hmm, hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we move further, what's on my mind? I was listening to a track of yours today, and it hit me. It hit me like a Russian roulette. Like
Oh
it hit
shit!
me.
Which one?
It hit me like a missile. A track where you talking about you seen your mama work her fingers through the bones, and
The realest shit I ever wrote. I know that's what
yeah,
you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, 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 yeah. So, um, the
So
track
you.
is it's really heartfelt, but it's real and raw too.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that state of mind, as you was writing that track and then later recording it, what type of mental place was you in, emotional place, and what type of place were you in, how you was viewing society and viewing the things that came at you?
I was of course, how it gained even the title alone, like the really shit I ever wrote, because that's really what it is. And I felt very vulnerable. It was one of the most emotional things I ever had to do, because I started writing that over time. That came together over time, because I couldn't really finish it, because of course I talk about my dad. I talk about losing him. I talk about the fact that my last conversation with him alone um was us arguing. And a lot of people don't know that. And like, but I put it out there because that was our last conversation. Never got to apologize to him. He never, we just, that's how things ended, and that is like the worst guilt in the world, something that I have to live with for the rest of my life, that
Mm.
never gets easy. It never gets easier at all. But in that, like, my mom, I don't know if you watched the video.
No, I was just actually listening to the song. I did get into the
Yeah,
video
well,
yet.
I only asked because she's in the video. You'll see her actually getting ready for work, going down the street, going to work or whatever. Like that lady, her and my dad like are my heroes. That lady is like, oh, taught me everything about. She taught me everything I know about being a woman, a strong woman, a survivor, like all of that, and
Hmm.
persevering no matter what. But watching her work, like I know that's where my work ethic comes from. I work so much. It's almost like it don't matter how much I have, I need more or I have to work harder. And it's like, it's just always been in me. And that's how I am. But yeah, that is the most personal thing I ever wrote. It was very emotional. Even in the studio, it was real emotional because um it just was like, even while recording, the engineer, like he stopped and he was just like, I mean, he was speechless. He couldn't say anything because I don't open up to people like that ever. I don't talk to people like that. I don't tell them stuff about me. So him hearing that was like, he was like, come out here, like, come out the booth, So I came out there. I think everything just got so emotional, and he was just like, so many things now make sense about you.
Right.
And he's like, just so many things make sense.
Like
It makes
like
sense
that
now.
like that track told me who you are. It
Hmm.
told me a lot about you.
It's crazy you
And
say that because when you asked me that in the beginning, I swear I started to say, if you really want to know who I am, like go listen to that because
yeah,
I
it told me who you are. It told me who you are from the struggling side, from the work ethic side,
mm,
from the mental side, from the emotional side, from your family oriented, family love type side,
yeah.
how much you value and love your family, and how much you value and love to get further in life to accomplish the goals that you set out to do. So you can make your dad proud and he'll be smiling down on you. Like, yeah, yeah, all that.
Yeah. I'm so mad he's gonna miss. I mean, I know he is up there, but I'm so mad he's gonna miss out on reaping all the benefits of what's to come for me. Like,
Right.
I know he would have ate this up. All of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
For sure, for
oh, he
sure.
would have ate it up, So yeah,
Right.
man. It's
And
tough.
and so upon me listening to that, I was intrigued to ask you. I was thinking, I said, I want to know what was your first studio experience like as far as recording, and did you understand after that experience that you needed more studio presence, or you needed to have a better connection with the engineer?
When I from the very first time I ever recorded or stepped in the
Yes,
booth. Okay.
yes.
So the very first time, and I'll never forget, I went to talk to it was this guy group here. It was this guy group here. And I went and talked to one of the guys about it, and I was like, hey, I want to do music. Like, I'm serious about it. I want to be serious about it. I want to rap. So take me to a studio, show me how it's done. I knew nothing about none of this. So he took me, and oh my goodness, I was so like, I was so amateur. Like, it's so
Mhm.
funny to me to this day because I remember when I first recorded, and believe it or not, I still got the first like song I ever recorded and everything. I still got it. So like, now I listen to that sometimes, and not only does it humble me, but it's like, oh girl, you have come such a long way because whoo, honey. But it is, I knew that my experience from then up until now, I will honestly say, if you don't have that connection like with the engineer and everything, like for me, I'm speaking from my personal experiences and everything, I have to have that. I have to have that because I can't see myself just and once again, I know this is what sets me apart from a lot of other artists who feel like I'm just gonna get in there, I'm just gonna do it. No, when I get in there, I need you to have the same vision I do for the song that I'm about to record, all of it. I need you to be feeling, because that's the only way you're going to be able to, like, for one, mix it properly, like hear it, like, if you share the same vision for it to be, done properly, like finished properly. So yes, I believe that relationship with the engineer, it has to be there for me. It has to be. And I've tried to record other places, and it's the most awkward thing ever for me, because I don't know, some studios I went to, they're so just give me your money, get in there, record it, boom, this sounds fine. No, it doesn't. Like, yes, it does. I'm just gonna go ahead and head on out. Just don't even worry about it. So I've been in those situations before. It's very important to me to have that relationship with the engineer,
Oh
because
man.
woo, I mean, I've
Oh wow.
had some
Wow. So,
experiences.
okay. So, um, you understood the recording process, and so as you understood the recording process, um, what did you feel, or what did you think about as you was at home chilling? What did you think about, um, as far as the things that you had to work on to get better with studio presence, to have a more valid connection with the engineer, and to reel your audience in, like they can feel like they was with you at that very moment as you recorded that track?
I had to believe it. Like, I can honestly say every single thing I talk about in my songs, I've either experienced firsthand,
Mm-hmm.
or I've witnessed it firsthand. I'm not the, talking about guns and drugs and all this stuff that I've never experienced before. That's just not me. It's never been me. So if you listen to any of my stuff, it's all real, because I feel like, how can I make them believe it? Like, if I don't even believe it, or something that I don't even, but that's what I had to practice. I was like, okay, it's all about delivery. So I had to practice. I hated going, I made it a thing. I was like, I would not go in there and read from the paper or read from my phone. So when I go in the studio, that's something I had to learn how to do, because if I was reading, you could tell I was reading. Like, that's how I felt. I'm like, damn, it sounds like I'm reading. Like, I hate that. So I practice and practice and practice to the point where when I get in there, I'm ready to lay it down, and I know it. I know everything I gotta say. I know the song. I know everything. So I had to get to that point, because you could tell listening to my old stuff. It's like, yeah, she was definitely reading off the paper or from her phone. And I'm like, no, because these lyrics are real, and I need them to feel it, and I need them to believe it. So I got to put, that feeling into it when I do record. So that definitely, that's what I had to do, audience wise and everything. It's like, I've come such a long way. It took so much practice. It took so much. And then I'll be honest, I got cockier along the way. I got way more confident, and I think I was in my own way, like believing I wasn't the best. And I really had to start telling myself, like, you could be better. Every time I recorded, I'm like, oh, the next record I record is going to be even better than this one. And the next one's going to be so I never call my record the best, because it always gets better and better. That's my goal. Every time I hit the studio, I'm like,
But
no,
you
I
know
can do
where that
better.
comes from, right?
Where it come from?
That comes from you being an athlete, always in competition, always having that drive, like nobody is better than me, or always recognizing when you messed up. I got to get this right because this can't happen again. That's where that comes from. That
You know what?
that's
I
where
gotta
that comes
agree with
from.
you there. That is a great comparison, because that is so true. That is where that, damn, because that's how I am as an athlete. That's exactly how I was. Like, oh, I gotta
Yeah,
practice more until I perfect it, until I get it. And so, yeah, that is so true. Dang,
yeah.
yeah, that is where that come from, huh?
Hmm. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And so as time went on, you developed this craft. People started taking notice, and so this is what I want to ask. We all from South Carolina, and South Carolina is not a big music state. So let me
Mhm.
ask, how did what? Well, before I ask you this, what is the musical scene like in Aiken, South Carolina?
Oh Lord, Aiken, a lot of lounges and live bands. I would say a lot of cover
Mm,
songs played by live bands is exactly what Aiken's music scene is. A lot of karaoke, a lot of bands. Like that's it. Live music or covers.
No, no hip hop scene or no R&B scene in Aiken.
Hip hop, yes, but the scene, no. Literally, like Aiken, no. There's, yeah, I know, like female. There are plenty of female and male artists here, but we don't have an actual like platform or scene here. Got to go across the bridge for that. Got to go across the bridge for everything.
But
Augusta,
that's to me that's crazy with you having a whole university there. It would
right?
seem like that someone would want to do shows at the colleges or just
Please.
have a major event with like the AKAs and the Kappas and just have an event, but also have it hip hop and R&B where the civilians and the colleges can come together as one. But
Please. And you
that
know what? When they do have it, you know what they're gonna do? Try to bring in major artists and big artists and people who got names and all that. Aiken does not, at the end of the day, does not support any local artists. And I can honestly say that about Augusta as well. I feel the same way about Augusta. Aiken too. Every time, I remember even one time when Trina came here to perform, and everybody thought I was opening up for her performing or something like that. I didn't even know nothing of it. Nothing of it. Stuff like that. It's like they say they create opportunities for us or whatever, but no, that's never been the case. They're always like, tag an artist who this, tag an artist who that, and everybody will tag all these local artists that are so talented and everything. But for what? Oh, so they can reach out and say, hey, we got a slot open if you want to pay to hit the stage. Like, you got to invest in yourself because that's a good opportunity. That is not a genuine opportunity. And that is not an opportunity.
this is what I'm gonna say about that. A
Mm-mm.
lot of in my personal opinion, you know, when people say that, I think it's bullshit. Because after you do the show, um, what's next? You don't you don't have
Thank
anything
you.
next.
Thank
You
you.
don't have anything next after you do the show. So
Thank
with
you.
that with that being said, it's not like you're the number one radio personality in at the radio station is really trying to put you on because they're not. You
Yeah,
know,
heck
um,
no. Radio
you
definitely
know,
don't support artists like that.
and
Well,
and and
the Wiz does. Let me correct that. Yeah, I don't need nobody going back saying like I gotta say that. I gotta say Flacco has always been one of the major like the biggest one
Flacco,
to support indie
yeah,
artists. I will
I
say that.
mean,
And this is
I
back
mean,
since I started. So I'm gonna
right.
say
I
that
feel well.
Flock used to
Actually,
be the only one to put me on the radio. Yeah,
probably before you
he
started, because when he was out there at the
yeah.
Ponderosa and stuff like that,
Yeah.
he was supporting local artists.
So when
So
I first, yeah, he used to be the only one. I'm talking about didn't ask me for no money, didn't ask me for nothing. Like he used to always put me on the radio. I will give him that. Like if he didn't do nothing else, I was always on 97.9. If you ever heard me from the very beginning, and that was the biggest like accomplishment to me ever, hearing myself on the radio. Like you should have saw the way we reacted, my family, everybody. It's like, oh, bitch, you on the radio.
yeah,
Like it
yeah,
was so
yeah. I
huge for
mean,
me.
of course, it has to be huge because anytime you're an independent artist and you're on a syndicated radio station,
Yep,
that's
that's
huge
right.
because a lot of syndicated radio stations don't play independent artists.
Not at all.
You
Oh,
know, so
until they get a million streams on Spotify or until they got a following or they're in the news or being talked about or whatever, then they follow suit because everybody's followers. Everybody is a follower. Oh, I
right,
ain't
right,
gonna play
right.
it. I'm scared because like ain't nobody else playing it. But then as soon as everybody else start playing it, then they start playing it. Then it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna play it now.
Right, right, right. So another question for you, and I hear a lot of independent artists. They always say, "Man, I don't mess with these bullshit promoters." And so I hear a lot of indie artists say that. So how has promoters treating you thus far?
Honestly, I haven't worked with any for real. I
Okay,
really haven't. Like I have, well, a really long time ago, of course, if I was doing a show or something, I mean, promote their own thing and all that, they would, do their own thing. But no, I haven't really like worked with any, so I don't even know. I don't
Okay,
know how it
okay.
would be like they, as far as them sharing the live, all that, or sharing the flyer and everything and trying to sell. But that's it. But I actually never really personally was like, hey, do this for me or promote this for me and everything like that. Never. If I was doing something for somebody and it was paid, of course, for me to be there, make an appearance or show up or perform, they did their own thing, posted their flyer, promoted the event, all that stuff or whatever. I mean, wasn't my event.
So
So
so why you feel like a lot of promoters don't want to pay indie artists? Well, what's your thoughts on that?
pay them. I'm gonna call them. I'm not even gonna say they're just promoters. I'm gonna say they are, because I know that a lot of people gain that name because they throw in events. So it's like, and they're like, oh yeah, that's a promoter because they're over these events and stuff like that. So okay. And some of them are even club owners. And it's like they don't want to pay because it's like, to them, I feel like in their mind, they're like, why would I pay you? Like, we standing here in the same place, we living in the same place, like you're local. Ain't no buzz about you. Ain't nobody, you don't got a million followers, you don't got this, you don't got that, because that's how everything is judged now. It's not even
So
about talent at all. It's
this
just
what
not.
promoters don't know though. Even if they might not have a enormous buzz, if you
Mhm.
if you the type of person be like, man, I want you to get on the show. I ain't gonna pay you much, but I'm gonna give you a yard.
Something.
I'm gonna give
Something.
you $100. You know what I mean?
Look,
And
I'll
so
take a gas card at this point. I don't even get
not
that.
and not knowing envy is what happens is when you show an artist interest like that, that artist help you get your spot jumping. They
Okay.
begin
Okay.
promoting. They begin getting other
Right.
artists to come. They be they
Yeah.
begin putting out flyers at the colleges. They begin putting out
Right.
posters all over the city, and
Right. The
so they
club.
become
Yeah.
a part of your street team promotions. And promoters need to understand that artists and promoters work hand in hand. So if you're a great promoter and you just be keep
Yeah.
it real artist, listen, man, I don't, um, I can give
Okay.
you something. I can give you
Mm-hmm.
something, but man, let's get this thing popping together. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
I'm
and
totally
so
open to that, but they don't offer me nothing. I kid you not, like nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe a VIP section or a guest list or some chicken wings, which I don't even eat meat, or a bottle. I really don't drink like that, especially not in the club, because I have to be like, alert and whatnot. So I don't even drink like that. It would be for people who came with me, if anything. But it's like, you have no, I feel like that's kind of a slap in the face, because you don't even respect me, for one, as an artist, by even coming at me like that. Like, you not trying to offer me nothing, like nothing, but you're trying to convince me to come perform at a club that you're saying is so packed and so lit, so then you shouldn't have no problem paying me. And like, you found me, not the other way around. I didn't come to you. I didn't call you. I didn't ask to hit your stage. So they kills me with the whole, who she thinks she is, Envy thinks I must be somebody because you called me. Like, you hit me up. So like, but there's nothing. They don't offer anything but something like how you're talking, how you say, like, like, come at me with some sense, first of all, because you can think what you want to think about me. I'm not bougie, I'm not stuck up, I'm not none of those things, but I'm also not stupid. I know my worth. I put a lot of time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. So like, and nobody can take that away from me or say otherwise. So therefore, and I haven't got out of it half of what I put into it. So
and
at
I
this
mean
level,
and normally envy that's the way it is. But
mm-hmm,
what
I don't know.
what what I can tell you, I tell artists all the time, you know, you get your hot song, you give it to your distributor, you get a DJ that break records, and you have a conversation with this DJ.
Do
You and
those
you
still
and this
exist?
DJ, yeah, they
They
do, they
still,
do, they
they do?
do, they do,
Okay.
they do,
Put
they
me
do.
in,
But
when this is over, please put me in touch with a few of them, because DJs don't break records no more. Records already be popping and everything. Then they be like, oh, let me, so please put me in touch with the ones who do, that aren't afraid to play something that's hot and that's not afraid to actually break the record.
I
So
got,
yeah,
I got you. No worries,
please,
no worries.
by all
And
means.
and and then after that, you need to get you an agent that does music licensing, so you can synchronize your music, so your music can be ready and tagged
Right.
for film and television.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of artists don't understand on the independent side. If your music is ready for film and television, that's a whole different check. I heard Pusha T say 47% of his earnings for his career has come from music licensing, TV and film, TV,
Yeah.
film, jingles, video games, and all the above. And
Mm-hmm.
and so and so, Envy, you have something different though. You know, you have that chance to do modeling, to do acting, to do
Mm-hmm.
public speaking, to be on your women's empowerment shit. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
intellectually speaking, because we spoke before, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and we chopped up about a few things about the music business, but I think that your career goes way far, way beyond the music business. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah. I feel like I'm beauty and brains. I'm just saying.
Right, 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 right,
But
right, right.
you're right. I'm trying to become my goal, like I really want to become an icon, not just a rapper, a singer, like not just musical, whatever. There's so much more to me than just that. And I feel like a lot of that's what sets me apart from a lot of artists too, because at the end of the day, sometimes that's all they have to offer. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when people ask me, like you asked me, well, what, why unicorn? Because that's exactly, there's so much to me and there's so much more to me than just music, like so much
Right,
more. I
right,
can only do so much at one time though, but it's all coming, it's beginning to unravel, and I'm beginning to share more of me with you guys. So
right.
you know
That's
so
dope. That's dope. So, with that being said, you do understand the structure of the music business and how to get paid, correct?
Oh yeah, like with your the licensing and everything, I've done a few songs like that before. Of course, I'm with BMI for my royalties and all that. And even some of those, I noticed like I'm paid from like films from that too. But that the whole music licensing thing, I did just recently get into that, like maybe a year ago when I got
Okay.
into that part of it. So
Okay.
I'm still fairly new to that part of it. But yes, I do a lot of reading and
And
researching.
you
So
know, if you you would be in my show, therefore the songs that you haven't released or the songs that you don't think good enough release, there is a spot on your BMI where it says song for hire, and that's when you have all these overseas companies that's willing to buy records from artists in the US. And
I've
so
never I've never clicked on that before, like at
yeah,
all.
song for hire.
Huh.
And so you
Let
can
me
really make
see.
money that way too. You know what I mean?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, yes.
Hold on.
And
Someone said they can't see the live. Hold on a second. And of course, I can't tell. Let me pop out real quick. I'm not going
okay,
anywhere. I mean, I am,
okay.
but I'm not. Let me see. Okay. What about now?
Okay, so hey, Miss Lisa Franklin Anderson. She says hello to her
Oh
beautiful
my
niece.
goodness,
Shout out
Auntie!
from
It's my
Southern
auntie from
California.
Cali.
Yes, yes, yes. So,
My
I don't
auntie
know.
from Cali.
I I don't know who said they can't see the live, but your auntie Callie sure can see it. So, you know what I'm talking about. So,
You're so silly. Oh, hey, Auntie Lisa. I'm on my way,
that,
girl. When I make it, we make it. So you know how, yeah.
that's
So
what's up. That's
I
what's
love
up.
you
So,
too.
so are you? Do you have? Are you registered with digital radio tracker, sound scan, all the
Sound
above?
scan. Sound scan. Because it
Okay,
was like Sound Exchange or something, but like, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's
Sound scan.
sound exchange.
Yeah,
Sound
that.
scan.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely should register with digital radio tracker as well. There's
Digital
a lot
radio
of
type. Please
yeah.
text me all this. Like,
I will. I
please
will.
do the
So
song for hire part again. Like for BMI, send me that and send me the radio one. Please send me
okay,
that too. Send me that.
Okay, and then I do want to give a shout out to my homegirl Tara Little from the Fleet DJs, which you will be getting plugged with her as well.
Please
Um, yeah,
plug me in with
yeah,
all of them.
for
Please,
sure,
please,
for
please.
sure. And so let me ask you this question, man. You you see yourself as a person who's going to overcome every challenge and every obstacle,
Mhm.
and so what 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 do you I heard Jermaine Dupri say this, right? And I just want your personal opinion.
Okay.
He said, in my day, you didn't have to show skin to get noticed. This day and age, society and the music society has made it easier for the public eye to disrespect women. What do you think about that statement?
Well, I agree to an extent. I do because made it. Yeah, I mean, sex sells. Everybody knows that. Looking
It
sexy,
does.
being
It
sexy,
does.
whatever, And I'll be honest. A while ago when I started, that goes back to that question, the integrity question. Of course, I mean, I wore stuff that was very revealing. Sometimes I'll see through everything because I was being told that's what I needed to wear and that's how I needed to dress
It's
and that's
not.
what I needed to. So at the time, it's like, but in my mind, yes, I'll admit I was uncomfortable because I wasn't nearly as confident as I am now, especially with my body and everything. So I'm like,
Uh-huh.
wait, so you want me to wear? I need to wear that? Like, why do I have to? So yeah, that was there. I He's calling me private. Stop. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So but yeah, so like it's yeah, it is making it easier, but I also feel like it's still your choice as to how you want to view women and everything. Just because he's looking at her a certain way don't mean you have to. But it's like
I mean,
that's
me
just that's just
myself,
how it's
I,
gonna be.
I I really don't care if she compliment her body. That's her business. But on different levels of the music industry, we let's just keep it so real.
All
The
right.
provocative in the music industry is solely in hip hop.
It is, and I just finished saying that. Yes, that was. I mean, I'm switching over for many different reasons, but to be completely honest, it's like I was going there, but I was still kind of like conservative with it too, and I felt like if I really wanted to get there and really wanted to make it, I had to really take it there, like really take it there,
Right.
just nasty, all of it, the whole nine, and not think twice about it. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's another reason why I decided to switch over because I'm just like, yeah, that could be me. Yeah, I can do that or whatever. Like,
But
yeah, I can
some
do that and
like
things like,
like I let my man hear your track today, right? The one we was just talking about, and he was like, "Shit, bro, this it got a few curse words in it, but this sounds like some shit like Queen Latifah or Lauren or Missy or
the
like
greats, the
like
greats.
she don't have
Ooh,
to do what everybody else do, bro. Like she really can rap. She lyrical. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are not lyrical. A lot of people are gimmicky. You know what I mean? It's a difference.
that's what it
You,
is.
you,
Yes,
you know what I'm
yes.
saying?
They have that.
And
Need to
you
have that thing. Yeah,
and you and you really can spit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like you really sit there and really think about what you're writing before you put it out to the public eye.
Mhm.
So you really can spit. So you don't have to go the lane that everybody else go because they
Right,
think this is going to help them sell. Like
right.
your intelligence, your intellect is going to help you sell anyway.
Right. And
And,
I tell
and,
them
and
that. I'm like, I may not make it as quick as she did or something, but I will get there. Maybe not as quick as her,
right,
but I will get there though. And I
right,
that's really what I'm not trying to prove a point to anybody. I'm really trying to motivate and encourage other people to know like there's there's more than one way. There's more than one way to go. There's more than one path to get there. Like you can really create your own lane. You can really do your own thing. You just have to stay consistent and have faith in it that it's going to work and have faith in what you're doing And I know it gets very tough because it gets tough for me too. I see so much on social media that I'm just like, I'm like,
Right.
I just wanna, but
Right.
I have to like pull myself back over, like, be stay focused, like, and but whoo, it gets very tough, and I'm like, why can't I just be on the big stages already?
The only reason this industry will get tough for people, and I'm always keep it real. And shout out to you, Miss Lisa. I'm gonna say this in front of your auntie, because a lot of times the people that's entering the music industry and is really genuine about their craft, they
Mm-hmm.
run into the wrong people that's not like-minded people. And so if you're not
Mm-hmm.
conversing with um people that's not like-minded, it really throws you off your game. It really make you
Yes,
second guess
sir.
yourself. And it also puts you in a disbarment to question is for me when it really is, but you just got to know the type of people that you're dealing with, and you got to be around like-minded people.
Oh my gosh, you said that so good. And I swear that's how I was thinking at one point. It's like, damn, you know what? Is this even for like this? This is just not for me, because they make you think it's not, because they make you think you have to do this and do that to make it and to get there and all this. So yeah, you are. I could not agree with you more on that comment, that statement, because they will make you believe that this is just not for you. And it's not, because of all the extra stuff that comes with it. And it's very discouraging, especially as a female, of course, because no, everybody is not like that. All females are not like that. And all females don't want to do all that to get there. So, no, it's like, no, we're not all like that. So, yeah. But I definitely agree, though.
Right, right. So
You agree?
with that being said, I just want you to understand, that, and I tell every artist this: if you run your business with corporate structure, with strategic marketing and executive
Mm-hmm.
planning, you're gonna go far. You're
Oh,
gonna go
yeah.
hella far. You're gonna go hella far. And so with you owning your label, learn everything you can about running a label. Become a member of the National Grammy Association. Become a member of a National Songwriters Association. You know, be, become a member of the National Recording Society. Like, these things matter when
I was
people
reading
look
about the
to.
Grammy one. Text me
Right.
those other ones, because I
I
didn't.
sure will.
I'm not a part of those, but I was reading about the Grammy one, though. I was reading
Right.
about that from a label standpoint.
Right.
But
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
and so when people look to invest in your business,
Mm-hmm.
or when people look to maybe give you a artist development deal, or
Mm-hmm.
that they're gonna put up 100K or something like that, or just when you want to have a person that's in your family that want to invest, your family got to see that paperwork. They got to see where you
Yeah.
registered, where you registered, where your LLC. You got to have them a business plan, a marketing strategy, and
Mm-hmm.
and you got to show them a return on their investment,
Invest.
and
Yeah.
you got to have quarterly budgets for them so they can see what's going in, what's going out, and
Mm-hmm.
that'll be willing to invest more money. So and then with you, it's a lot of other things that's going to come with that. Especially when you get into the modeling and the acting, and so a lot of things is going to come for you. So
And I
I
can't
just
wait
want
for
you.
that. I'm excited
I
about
just
it.
want I just want you to keep your head on the swivel, stay focused, man. You know. I just want you to understand, man. You know, persistence. Pressure and purpose.
Mhm.
That's it. That's the real PPP.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Send that to me too.
Got you.
I
Got
could
you.
have been taking like notes for real, like during all this, but like send that to me too. But I remember everything that I need you to send me though. So I'm gonna need you to send me that. So yeah, because I'm always willing to learn. Like there's no way you'll never know everything about anything. There's always
Hmm.
somebody out there that can teach you more
Hmm.
about something. Like, even if you feel like, yeah, I know I got this, you know what I mean? Like, no, there's nothing wrong with, learning something new or accepting new knowledge, whatever, from whoever. And I take it. I'm like a sponge. I try to soak it all up, whatever I can. And I think that's why a lot of people, that's right, Auntie. I am going to stay focused and keep pressing. Y'all been with me since day one, so y'all know. I can't
Right.
give up. I can't stop. I won't stop. But it is, it's like that. And you have to, it can get tough, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to stay with it and remain persistent, like all of that, and stay focused, and all,
And
like, no matter what.
Envy, I would tell you this, baby girl, you really have to expand your network. And when I say expand your network, I mean your network need to be from South Carolina to Cali, from Cali to New York, from New York to Miami, and from Miami to overseas, back
Mhm.
to Vegas. Like you got to expand your network. You know what I'm saying?
I just said that too because I think that's a big problem or big issue too. Is because um I used to say, like, it's not that I'm not talented, it's people don't know I exist. Like, that's what it
That's
is.
all. That's all. That's all.
Always say that. I'm like, oh, but after that, oh, everybody's gonna know who I am. Everybody. Because the one thing I never did, like, of course, this time around, every time I try to, like, learn from what I've done in the past. I try to learn from the
Mhm.
way I released this album or this song, and then learn from the way I released this one, what it did, what it didn't do. But the one thing I've never done is get from around here. I've never went outside of here, Augusta, in Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I got something coming up in Charlotte that I'm gonna plug you with too. And
Yeah,
shout out.
I've never been outside of here, and if I don't do nothing else, that's my biggest thing, and that's my
Yeah,
biggest part of my
yeah. So
promotional marketing strategy is to
so
get from out here and expand my network, like you said.
actually I'm gonna plug you with the CX1 DJs out of Atlanta, and I'm also gonna plug you with Classified Music Group out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Shout out to my man Lou Almighty. Shout out to T Rock out of Atlanta. I got a few things I'm gonna do for you. No worries.
Oh yeah, please, thank you so much, because
Yeah.
people aren't, they don't do that anymore either. Everybody
No, no,
nobody
no,
wants to
no.
see you make it before they do, or further than they do, or
Well,
whatever. Like,
well,
no,
well,
people aren't like that.
you're right. With me, I'm different, man.
See,
I tell
different. There it
people,
is.
they say how you doing, Jay? I say I'm blessed by the best, and still remaining blessed by the best.
Mm-hmm.
So I already know, man, that teach one, reach one.
That's right.
I never can love God if I don't love His people. So you know,
Mm-hmm. So I
I
try
gotta,
to. I'm just, yeah. I'm just have a genuine soul, and I'm like that with everybody. And
yeah.
it really sucks when you don't get the same in return. It can be very, like,
It
discouraging.
does. It can,
You
yeah, it can
know?
be very, very, very,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, discouraging. It can be mind boggling, and it can make you don't want to deal with anybody.
Oh my God. What?
It make you want to stay away from everybody.
Oh, amen. Because I'm trying to, even with you, it's like, and you're new in my life and everything, you know what I mean? And it's like I had to get out of that though, because I had to get out of that, and I had to really tell myself and convince myself, like, you can't do everybody. Don't think everybody's the same. There really are some good ones out there, because look at you. There's good ones out there. There are ones that are not gonna do you how they did you, and how. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna give everybody the benefit of
I
the doubt.
can I, I can tell you this, Envy, and I speak this fluently to everybody. You can't do business if you have trust issues. It can't happen.
It won't
It
work.
it, 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 it won't. It won't cause
It
this is
won't work.
this is what I can say about white people. White people may not like each other at all, but when it comes to that universal dollar on the table,
Okay, and doing
they
business
th-
and doing
they
it the
throw that
right
shit out the
way.
window. Yeah, they throw that shit out the window. And so with that being said, a lot of times, like your auntie say, you gotta take risks. You gotta take risks cause
Yeah.
you gotta keep this in your mindset. Rome wasn't built in the day, and don't nothing happen overnight.
Oh, right. And that is the mentality. Oh gosh, it took a while to get there and to get to that point. Because, like I said, it's been very discouraging. Like, you do everything right, you do it by the books, like you put so much time, effort, energy, all of it, your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you just don't feel like you're getting out of it what you're putting into it. Then you got this person coming at you this way and that one, and then you got everybody in trying to put the hand in the cookie jar and like eat off you. It just, it's so much. Like, it can become very overwhelming, and
Right.
you
And
gotta
then see,
really be tough. Like, you gotta have tough skin, and you gotta like, oh goodness, you just gotta
right.
keep going no matter what.
And then when you when you think about it, you definitely got to think outside the box. You know, you can't allow yourself to think like everyone else is thinking. You got to think
Mhm.
outside the box.
Right. And what's the point
You
of
know,
that? You got 20 people doing the same thing.
and the reason why I say that, it should be Envy Royal featuring a country artist in Aiken, or a country artist in Augusta, or Envy featuring a blues artist or a jazz artist. Like, you got to think outside the box. You got to think that, let me feature this artist so I can get in their market and they can get in my market, and we can do
Mhm.
cross branding and cross promotions. You got to think
That's part of my,
outside the box.
that's a big thing, part of my that's a huge thing too. Like the cross marketing and cross networking, all of that, that's the big thing too. And I got something else, like, something on the way for people too, that's going to be, it's similar to what you were just talking about, and I'm very excited about that too. But
Yeah,
thinking
yeah. So
outside, you're right, and that's how I
right,
got to this point, doing things on my own, because people just didn't share the vision, or they didn't agree with it. So it's like,
mhm,
okay, yeah, this isn't going to work out between us, because and everybody, just the ones I've worked with before, it's like they're scared. They're scared to do things different.
yeah,
They're scared to
sure,
establish their
sure,
own lane and their own thing. And they're looking
sure.
like, you want to do what? I'm like, yeah, I can do,
And
I'm fully capable of, like, nah, I don't, and I'm like, oh, on to
and
the
and
next
so
one.
and so Envy, and this is the last thing I'm gonna tell you, and then we're gonna talk about your event coming up, and then we'll close out.
Okay.
Um, when an investor asks you, do you have a body of work? They're not talking about music all the time. When an investor asks you, do you have a body of work? They're talking about your music. They may be talking about you as a model. They may be talking about you, as an actress, but they're also talking about how have you impacted your community.
Mm-hmm.
That's the real body of work they want to know. How have your musical platform impacted your community? Are you working with the Mothers Against Drunk Drivers? Are you working with the American Cancer Society? Are you
Mm-hmm.
working with the Diabetes Association? Are you are you are you working with you know the absentee of a father? Are you working with postpartum
Right.
depression for a woman after they have a child?
Right.
That's the real body of work. So you as an artist, you have to impact communities all across the globe. You and you have to go back to your school system and see what you can do to help with these kids. You know what I mean? See if you can host a volleyball seminar. Maybe just
Mm-hmm.
for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Something that ain't gonna take you all
Yeah.
the way out the schedule. So that impacts on your body of work when they see that you're giving back to the community. Deal
Right.
deal with your local politicians, because your politicians know the events that's coming up, and if you deal with them and you vibe with them and you're gonna help them have an impact, they'll help you have an impact, and the state or county will pay you to come out and perform on all the
Yeah.
festivals that they have. So
That's part of
you,
that whole like networking thing too. I'm trying to get back out there. I'm really trying to, because I feel like people that my community, like certain people know me, but the actual town, the city, like does not know me, but they
yeah.
will.
So you need to make sure you plug
Mm-hmm.
with your city councilman. You need to plug with
Mm-hmm.
the county councilman. You need to plug with the mayor. You need to plug with the superintendent of education. You need, like, these are the people that know
Yeah.
the secrets that we don't know. And they always looking in once they see you at school board meetings, once they see you at county council meetings, and they was like, oh, that's the young lady that was at the county council meeting. I didn't know she was an artist too. Let me check out. And so then the word of mouth get from them to the other politicians, to some of their other friends, to some of their other friends. And before you know it, you got a
Right,
different
because
type of
that
artist.
word of mouth is powerful,
Right,
very
right,
powerful. And when you got
right.
certain people vouching for you in high places and other, that is, and see, that's where I'm working smart this time around, not hard. So I everything you're saying, like, and I may not be, the exact ideas and everything I'm thinking of, but it's we definitely here. Believe that. Like, it's so much. And these days, of course, you can't put everything out there that you're doing, Lord, not right away. But
No,
it's
you
like,
can't, you can't. But but
believe me
too.
when I say it's all that is in the works, because this whole, like, just everything's gonna be different this time around. I've learned so much, and it's pointless when you learn all these lessons if you won't apply them to the future and apply them to the new things that you're doing now. So everything I'm doing now, I'm doing things so differently, and it feels so better. It's so much more smoother, and it's just, oh yes, yes, Auntie. Now that I'm doing, because I'm working on so much right now. Like, I
Mhm.
can't even begin to, how you so overly excited, you just want to throw everything out there, but you can't. But oh my gosh, I'm so, like, because it's all just, I mean, the process, just all of it, everything that's coming. Oh man, that every time I
Right,
even think
right,
about
right,
it, I
right.
can't believe it. But yeah, it's so much. It's just so much. And that whole
That-
making a difference and making a change, everything, and an impact in my community, that is what I've been working on too the past, like 6 months now, 6, 7 months. So,
That's what's up. That's what's up. So,
oh yeah.
with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and let you drop your event and tell people when the event is. And then after that, just tell them how they want to get in contact with you. They
Mhm.
can. You know, give your social media, your website, and so you have the floor.
Well, as you all know, I am crossing over into the world of R&B and Southern Soul. So I am releasing my EP. It's called Closure, and it will consist of just 5 songs, and it'll consist of, like, R&B tracks and Southern Soul tracks. And I'm dropping it August 11th. And my event is going to be at the Leslie B. Price Center, which is right here in Aiken, South Carolina. It is August 11th, is a Thursday. It's only 7 to 9:30. Yes, tickets are $20, but it is free food and alcohol. Okay. Yes, all you can eat and drink, basically. But yes, I have bartenders because I'm not crazy. I know y'all. But $20 tickets. You can do Cash App. If you want to cash at me, it's not a problem. That worked for me before my last event, like, a lot, because people just really didn't want to go online and purchase tickets or whatever. I get it. So if you want to cash at me to 20, that's fine. Just make sure when you do cash at me, put your name so I can add your name to the guest list. Because when you purchase tickets online through my website, your name automatically goes to the guest list that I print out. So it's just an automatic thing. But yeah, just $20. That's all it is. I am doing raffles. I will be performing as well. I will be performing. It'll be one whole live show that I'm going to be performing. So it'll be snippets of my songs. And yeah, like, and you can, of course, find me on all my social media. Is the same. I'm on everything from TikTok to Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all of it. I am on at Envi Royal, and that's EnviRoyal. Like I said, I'm literally everywhere. You could just Google me if you want. Everything will pop up. And my website is IamEnviRoyal.com, because that is who I am. So,
Well, you heard it first. This is Big Mouth Media podcast, man, sponsored by Exquisite PR Firm. And I just want to thank everybody for chiming in, chopping it up with us. It's been a great dialogue. I want to thank everybody that tuned in from, various places. And I thank you. And
I
just
got
stay
one more thing to
tuned.
say. One more thing. Just
Go
one
ahead.
more thing to say. And that is, thank you. Like, not just for providing, like, your platform that you have for indie artists and for people who people just don't give opportunities to, but this was a genuine opportunity for me. Like, people are afraid to do what you're doing right now. They're afraid to show any type of love and support towards a local artist, especially, and then me. Like, they're afraid to do what you just did and what you're doing. So thank you. I really truly appreciate it.
You're
And
welcome.
You
No
will
doubt.
not regret. You will not regret it at all. Know
No
that.
doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Oh,
So
thank
I
you.
appreciate you too. And there's one comment for you before we close out.
Aliens, are you kidding me? Aliens invade Earth and they ask to hear one of your songs. If they like it, we safe. Which song do you let them hear? And do we live? What? Oh my God. Okay. Ooh. What song do I let them hear? It's so many. I don't even know. Like, I would definitely let them hear like the really should ever. I would definitely let them hear that. But that and Cocky, which Cocky isn't even out yet. But yeah, we're gonna. That's all we're gonna say about that.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So thank you once again for tuning in and tapping in with us. And Envy, thank you so much. And I'll definitely be in touch with you. And
Thank you.
until the next time, man.
Yeah,
Peace,
right.
soul.
Until the next time.
Yeah. Peace, soul, love, and always be encouraged, man. And we up, man. We gonna keep rocking, and you're gonna see more of her. And
Right.
we gonna make that Grammy date real soon. So take
I
care.
know that's right. You better let them know.
Yes, yes,
He gonna be
ma'am. We
like,
out of
man,
here.
he called it. Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Bye.